And you talked about another project that I'm a bit curious. I understand if you have any NDA or something, you don't need to talk about it, but I'm curious. Particle physics, also an awesome field for statistics. Well, what are you working on there, if I may ask?
Yeah. So there's a lot of data, that physicists collect a lot of data, and they have a lot of statistical questions. And there's actually a group called Phi-Stat, which is physics and statistics, which is run by a group of physicists that have regular meetings very interesting meetings where there's a bunch of physicists and statisticians get together and talk about some of these problems. And yeah, there's a lot of different types of problems. One of the ones we worked on recently was something that I would call, I guess for lack of a better term, maybe it's a type of domain transfer where they had, our colleagues in physics had a lot of data about a certain type of interaction that occurs in particle colliders, but they wanted to know what this would look like under a slightly different set of circumstances. So the problem there was to take a distribution, a collection of data basically under one type of situation, and then say, but under this other situation, what are the data going to look like? We need to know that in order to do the statistical analysis. And so a group of us worked together to develop some statistical techniques to do this kind of, as I say, I guess I would call it domain transfer. So that's an example of the kind of thing that we might be involved in.
I mean, sorry if I'm a bit like a little child, but I think that's so cool. It's like on the frontier of human knowledge, wisdom, so much stuff where it's like we're getting a step further and further as mankind, as a whole, and you're like straight in the middle. You're one of those guys who are the pioneers who get asked the stuff, who get to look at all of this things. I really think that's cool. I
Well,
really think it's impressive too, in all honesty.
No, that is one of the great things about being a statistician is you can work with particle physicists, you can work with biologists, you can work with medical researchers, you can work with anybody in any field. If they have data, they want, statistical help. And so the nice thing about the field of statistics is you really get to work in lots of different, with lots of different interesting people in different fields.
What would be we're almost at the end now, just a little question. What do you think personally is what are you most curious about in research right now? Like not what you have to work on, but like in general, as a human, where you think, oh, that's an interesting field, like more the Neuralink from Musk or more space exploration, or do you think, oh no, we've got here on Earth enough other things to learn, biology, or maybe something completely different, like philosophy? Who knows? What do you think is one of the most interesting research fields?
Actually, I do think it's AI. I think that the emergent properties of these systems, like that ChatGPT can maybe solve math problems or do things that it wasn't specifically programmed to do, is a really fascinating thing. And I think we're just seeing the beginning of it. This is just the tip of the iceberg. So I think it's going to be really, really exciting to see 5 years from now what's happening in AI.
Any idea, what would you say the time frame for something like a really general AI, super intelligence? Do you think still too early to say?
Yeah, I think these things. Well, no, I think I think it will happen, but it's just so hard to predict. I mean, people can make predictions about these things, but as a statistician, I would say most predictions are bad.
If you like this clip, watch another one. And if you want to see the whole interview, click here.